Tell me a ghost story that sounds completely unbelievable but is entirely true.
So, this ghost story isn't necessarily that scary, but I was definitely creeped out. So, I like to go to these writing retreats, and they're super awesome. And it's a pretty large group of people, and all we do really all day is write. It's awesome. But then at meal times, we get to chat, or we take walks in the woods, and we get to chat then if you want to. And so, this one, I'm thinking it was 2 years ago. The one retreat, I'm sitting at dinner with a woman I've known for a while, and I know that she believes in spooky stuff. I know that she's had experiences. And then she starts telling me how sometimes she can sense other people's loved ones who have passed already. And then she looks at me and she goes, "Your mother's standing right behind you right now." And I'm telling you, I got chills up my arms and I started to cry. Like, I instantly started to cry. And I can't say I was creeped out in that moment, but later in the evening, I got to talking to another person who was at this retreat. And she starts saying, I really have trouble writing in the Big Lodge. That's where I was staying, and that's where I was writing. She's like, "I can't write when I'm in the Big Lodge." Different woman than the woman who said she talked to my mother who had passed away. Completely different woman, different situation. We're having a different conversation. The second woman didn't know that the first woman said that to me, so the second woman did not know that I had earlier that day had an experience. And so she's telling me, "Yeah, I really have trouble writing in the Great Lodge because everyone who's writing, their loved ones come to them and they help them write." And I'm like, "What, really?" And she's like, "Yeah, it's just like," and then they all start talking to me and I can't concentrate. So I come outside and I can write better when I'm outside. I'm like, "Oh, that's really cool." And then I started telling her about the interaction I had earlier in the day. And I'm like, well, I'm actually writing a story right now that was inspired by my father. And she was like, "Oh, wow, that's really cool." And that was the end of it. But I'm telling you, for the entire rest of that retreat, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep. I'd fall asleep and I'd be in a deep sleep. And then I would wake up feeling like someone's in the room with me. And there was a little bit of ambient light because the curtains are kind of thin and the outside lights would shine in through the window. And then the hallway light stayed on all night. And so there'd be a little sliver of light coming in from the hallway. And otherwise it's completely dark in my room, but I wake up just feeling like someone was there and being creeped out about it. Not necessarily terrified or scared. It did not feel like a malevolent force. Am I saying that correctly? It didn't feel angry. It didn't feel dangerous. It didn't necessarily feel scary, but it was creepy. And so I'd say prayers. I would say, "Thank you for coming to see me. Thank you for helping me write, but please let me sleep. I can't write if I can't sleep." And so I am telling you, the whole rest of that trip, I did not sleep well. And other people on that very retreat had other experiences. One woman heard someone scream in the middle of the night. I didn't hear that. Thank God I didn't hear that, because I might have gone home. So on the way home from that retreat, I was thinking about all of these things. I'm driving home and I could smell my dad's cigarettes. And my dad is also passed. And I was like, "Oh, thanks for being with me on this retreat and helping me with the story, but I'm good. Thanks for stopping by, but yeah, I don't need your visits anymore." And hopefully I could go to this year's retreat and actually sleep.